Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes on this Friday, the 13th of December, 2019, just 12 days before Christmas. And we are seeing a wall of rain coming up the eastern seaboard today. There's rain as of 10 a.m. into southern Pennsylvania. We actually also have a few showers east of New Jersey and heading for Long Island and southern New England. And there's some heavy rains down in the Carolinas and in through parts of the northern half of Georgia, right along the Georgia coast down near Savannah, and also in northeastern Florida, coming in north of Tampa, St. Pete, and running northeastward. So this is our storm system that is going to be running up the East Coast. It's actually tracking just to the east of the Appalachian Mountains. It's essentially what is referred to as an apse runner. And it's going to be warm all the way up. Before this is all said and done, it's going to be raining clear up to Caribou, Maine. And there's going to be very little, if any, frozen or precipitate or freezing precipitation out of this. The rainfall amounts are going to be substantial, 3/4 of an inch or less once you go from central Pennsylvania westward. And we are also looking at 1 to 1.5 inches of rain from easternmost Pennsylvania eastward into southern New England. And then you start to get into some 2 inch amounts in parts of southeastern New England and even on up into coastal Maine, and also some rather hefty amounts in and around the Great Lakes. So this is definitely a sizable rain producer. You're seeing the amounts of 1 to 2 inches going clear down through Virginia, North and South Carolina, and before they start to tail off when you get back toward Georgia and Alabama. I'm in Georgia right now, and I can tell you it poured rain last night. So these numbers don't include the rain that has already fallen in parts of the southeast. So definitely a solid rain producer here. And when we take a look at the surface map this morning, the boundary is set along the Carolina coast down into northern Florida and out into the Gulf of Mexico. There's going to be a bit of a low that's going to come out of here and just ride straight up northward. We don't have any blocking in the atmosphere at all. Weather systems are really moving from west to east in a rather fast way. The high that brought the cold air in yesterday, that's already east of Nova Scotia and just racing out. So you have a straight line alleyway up and down the East Coast for this weather system to move along. So I've got a few of the newer models in for this during this morning. The new model cycle has begun. We have the German Icon model, which brings that rain up, and you can see the low actually by Saturday morning. There's a low in southeastern Virginia. It kind of jumps around on the model. The model sometimes has a tough time picking out where exactly the lowest pressure is, but basically we're taking a low up the coast, but just inland of the coast and through upstate New York. Now the rain, I think, is going to probably come to an end. The first surge of rain is moving northward, and by roughly 7, 8 a.m. in most places, that will stop, and there'll be a second surge maybe later in the afternoon into Saturday evening before this storm runs up north of Vermont. And notice, by the way, it is rain all the way up, clear up to Caribou, Maine, and beyond. So once the low gets up into eastern Canada, we're going to start to see the winds begin to crank up, and it's going to be on the windy side here for later Saturday night and for Sunday. We also are going to see improving weather conditions on Sunday and a little bit of lake effect action going on Saturday night into Sunday morning. The NAM model actually has, with the upper support that's coming around, an area of snow in western Pennsylvania, kind of really goes bonkers with this. I'm not 100% sold on that happening, by the way. It could be that the model's just a little bit overdone here. I do think there'll be some lake effect snows that'll start up later Saturday night into Sunday morning in western PA and southwestern New York. And then weather conditions just generally improve in the east on Sunday. But here comes the next weather system, and it's moving a lot faster. It's not that strong, so it's riding the flow along from west to east. And the old storm is still sitting up near Newfoundland, so it's kind of trying to keep it on a bit more of a southerly track. but this weak low runs up into northern West Virginia by the time we get to later Monday afternoon and Monday night, and there's a burst of snow ahead of it that moves through parts of the northern Ohio Valley to about Chicago and into Pennsylvania, especially central and western Pennsylvania, southwestern New York. Perhaps we'll probably see a burst of snow at the beginning of this on Monday afternoon in the northern half of New Jersey into southern New England, and then it goes over to some sleet and freezing rain. And there's a lot of details here that we still have to work out in terms of how that plays. But the bottom line is, starting from this afternoon and lasting through tonight and into tomorrow morning, it's a soaking rain of up to a couple of inches. Weather conditions will slowly get better during the day on Saturday, although there might be another round of rain or showers in the afternoon. Sunday will be the better of the 2 weekend days, and then we've got the next weather system coming in that might produce a bit of snow in some areas later in the day on Monday. And we'll get into all of that, by the way, later today. You can check out the latest posts on my subscription weather platform on Patreon, which is patreon.com/meteorologist Joe Cioffi. And of course, be sure you download and buy 2 free weather apps, the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app and Angry Ben's weather app, the Angry Weatherman. They're on Google Play and on the App Store, although Ben's app for iPhones is not yet available, but we're hoping soon that it will be. It's been a struggle trying to get stuff on Apple, but eventually we've gotten it there. All right, folks, have a great rest of your Friday, and I will be traveling this weekend because I'm heading back from Georgia back up to Long Island. So posts are going to be on and off. Depends on what my schedule is, but we'll get everything covered as best we can. And I'm also fighting a head cold, which is not fun. So I'm going to try and do a live stream tonight before. Maybe I'll try and do it at 6 o'clock Eastern time and get it done. All right. Have a great day.